The internet is on fire right now after a bombshell moment in hip-hop's ongoing love saga. Remy Ma has finally reacted to Papoose's new proposal, and let's just say her response was anything but calm. Just when fans thought the drama between the one-spower couple had settled, Papoose shocked everyone by reportedly proposing to his new girlfriend. And Remy's reaction has sent social media into a complete frenzy. According to insiders, Remy didn't take the news lightly. Sources close to the rapper claim she was blindsided, not because she didn't expect Papoose to move on, but because of how public it all was. The proposal reportedly took place at a private industry event, surrounded by cameras and friends, and when footage leaked online, it exploded overnight. Fans flooded Remy's comment sections with heartbreak emojis and old photos of the couple, begging her not to let him go like that. But instead of staying silent, Remy allegedly fired back, posting cryptic messages, unfollowing key accounts, and even going live to set the record straight. Her tone, raw, emotional, and defiant. "I'm not bitter," she reportedly said. "I'm just real. You don't play with loyalty like that now." Everyone's asking the same question. Was this Papoose's way of closing the chapter for good? Or a deliberate move to provoke the woman who once stood by him through everything? One thing's for sure, Remy's reaction proves this story is far from over. When the video of Papoose proposing to his new girlfriend hit social media, it felt like the end of an era. For years, fans had seen him and Remy Ma as the definition of loyalty and unbreakable love. A couple that had defied odds, survived prison time, and stood tall through countless storms. So, when Papoose got down on one knee in front of his new partner, surrounded by friends, family, and flashing cameras, the internet didn't just react, it erupted. The footage, which quickly went viral, showed Papoose in a tailored suit, holding his girlfriend's hand as he delivered a heartfelt speech about finding peace and learning to love again. The moment the ring appeared, the room exploded with cheers. But outside that venue, in the digital world, chaos was brewing. Fans immediately began tagging Remy Ma, demanding to know how she felt. After all, this was the man who once vowed eternal loyalty to her. A man who had waited years for her release, celebrated her comeback, and once told interviewers that no woman could ever take her place. At first, Remy stayed silent. Her Instagram remained untouched for 2 days. No posts, no stories, not even a like. But that silence spoke volumes. Comment sections under her old photos filled with sympathy and shock. "You deserved better. This can't be real. He moved on too fast." For fans who'd grown up believing in their love story, this proposal felt like betrayal on a public stage. Then, on the third day, Remy finally broke her silence. She went live on Instagram late at night, her tone calm but cutting, her face composed but her eyes fiery. "Everybody keeps asking me how I feel," she began. "Y'all want the truth. I feel free." The chat exploded with thousands of comments, hearts, and fire emojis. But then her tone shifted. See, people love to talk about loyalty until it stops being convenient. "I was loyal when it was hard. I was loyal when nobody believed in us. And now, because I finally started loving myself, I'm the bad guy." The internet went wild. In less than an hour, clips from her live were trending on Twitter and TikTok. "Remy Ma just athered Papoose in real time," one fan tweeted. Others called it the most powerful breakup speech in hip-hop history. But some noticed something else. Beneath the strength in her words was a pain she couldn't completely hide. Every pause, every long exhale, hinted that this wasn't anger alone. It was heartbreak. According to sources close to the situation, Remy had known Papoose was dating someone new, but didn't expect him to propose, at least not publicly. It wasn't the relationship that hurt her, one insider explained. It was the performance of it. Pap built his whole image on being the loyal husband, the ride-or-die man. So for him to turn around and make that moment viral, that hit her pride more than her heart. Industry insiders started to chime in. Some supported Remy, calling the proposal disrespectful and calculated. Others defended Papoose, arguing that he had a right to move on. One hip-hop commentator put it bluntly, Remy and Pap weren't perfect. They had problems like everybody else. The difference is their love was public, so is their breakup. Meanwhile, fans began dissecting the timeline of events. The proposal happened just months after the couple's separation rumors hit blogs, sparking questions about whether Papoose's new relationship had overlapped with the end of his marriage. Old clips resurfaced of Remy talking about trust being broken and energy shifting, with fans suggesting she had been hinting at the breakup long before the news became official. Remy's reaction, however, was far from the stereotype of the bitter ex. Instead of lashing out or naming names, she spoke through her art. Within days of the live, she dropped a short freestyle online, rapping over a slow, soulful beat. "I built a throne. He found a seat on another floor. I gave my all. He wanted more. Let him chase peace. I hope he find it. Just don't forget who stood behind it." The verse hit like a confession, reflective, honest, and raw. Fans flooded her comments with praise. "This is the Remy we love, strong but vulnerable." One person wrote, "This verse hurts more than any diss track ever could," said another, while Remy was finding her power through music. Papoose's new fiancé was living in a different spotlight. Her Instagram page blew up overnight, gaining thousands of new followers. She posted a photo of the ring with a caption that read, "When peace finds you, never let it go." The comments were brutal. Supporters of Remy filled the post with snake emojis and accusations of disrespect. Others defended her, saying, "She didn't steal nobody's man, she found someone ready to love again." The situation reached a fever pitch when a clip leaked from a private event where Remy and Papoose reportedly crossed paths. In the video, which appeared to have been filmed discreetly on a phone, Remy is seen standing off to the side as Papoose walks in with his fiancée. The two don't speak, but the tension is visible. Remy glances his way briefly, then turns her back to the camera. That few-second exchange was enough to send the internet spiraling again. "She handled that like a queen," one fan said. "She didn't need words, her silence said it all." Still, beneath all the drama and headlines, there was an underlying sadness. For years, Papoose and Remy had represented the idea that real love could survive fame, distance, and time. Their bond had been a beacon in an industry known for fleeting relationships. Now, that image had shattered. Fans began posting compilation videos of their best moments together. Wedding clips, interviews, red carpet appearances with captions like "Nothing lasts forever." As the noise grew louder, Remy took another subtle dig without naming names. During a performance at a small club, she paused mid-song to address the crowd. "Ladies," she said into the mic, "sometimes the person you built your empire with ends up building theirs on your back. But that's okay, because empires fall, but queens rebuild." The crowd erupted into applause, chanting her name. Even with all the pain and public humiliation, Remy refused to play victim. Those who knew her said she was channeling everything: the betrayal, the heartbreak, the disappointment into music and business. "She's hurt, but she's focused," a friend told a magazine. "Remy doesn't break, she recalibrates." By the end of that week, it was clear that this wasn't just another breakup story. It was a cultural moment. Papoose's proposal had reignited discussions about love, loyalty, and gender dynamics in hip-hop relationships. Some called him out for hypocrisy, others celebrated him for moving on. But one thing everyone agreed on was this: Remy Ma's reaction, controlled, fiery, and unapologetic, proved she wasn't going to let anyone write her narrative for her. The couple that once embodied forever had now become a cautionary tale. And while the world debated who was right or wrong, one truth stood out. Sometimes love doesn't end with betrayal, it ends with acceptance. And that perhaps was Remy Ma's most powerful move yet. The fallout from Papoose's proposal was instant and messy. Within hours of the video surfacing online, hip-hop blogs, gossip sites, and talk shows exploded with coverage. Papoose moves on. Remy reacts. Read one headline. From power couple to public drama, screamed another. The story spread like wildfire. Not just because it involved two of hip-hop's most respected figures, but because the emotions behind it were so raw, so real, that fans couldn't look away. Behind the scenes, people close to both Papoose and Remy Ma were scrambling to contain the situation. According to insiders, neither expected the proposal to blow up the way it did. Pap wanted to move on quietly, one source said. He wasn't trying to hurt Remy, but once that footage leaked, there was no putting it back in the box. What made it worse was how public it all felt. The proposal video wasn't just a private moment. It was perfectly lit, edited, and shared like a music video. Fans noticed the slow-motion camera angles, the professional photography, and the carefully chosen song playing in the background. To many, it looked less like a genuine act of love and more like a statement. It felt like a performance, one fan tweeted. Like he was saying, "Look what you lost." Remy Ma, however, wasn't staying quiet anymore. After her explosive Instagram live, she began speaking her truth more directly. She posted a photo with a caption that read, "You don't lose what's loyal, you lose what was pretending." The post instantly went viral. It was shared across every platform, and even celebrities joined in on the conversation. Female rappers, influencers, and fans flooded her comments with support, writing things like, "Say that, Queen, and we feel you." Still, others weren't as sympathetic. Some fans accused Remy of hypocrisy, claiming she'd played a role in the relationship's breakdown. She had her chance, one person wrote under a gossip blog post. Now, she mad he found someone who treats him right. Another commenter replied, "She's not mad, she's hurt. There's a difference." And that was the truth. Remy's pain wasn't about jealousy. It was about the erasure of history. For over a decade, she and Papoose had been each other's backbone. He had waited for her during her prison sentence, visited her every week, and held down their family. She had praised him endlessly in interviews, calling him her king, her anchor, her peace. They were supposed to be untouchable. So to see that same man publicly professing love to someone else, it wasn't just painful, it was surreal. People close to Remy said that when she first saw the video, she didn't cry, she laughed. But it wasn't the laugh of someone amused. It was the laugh of someone in disbelief. She kept saying, "He really did that?" On camera. An insider revealed. Remy's not the type to break down in front of people. But you could see it hit her. This wasn't just about him moving on. It was about her being replaced in the story she helped build. As the internet continued dissecting every reaction, a few more details about the proposal leaked out. It wasn't spontaneous, it had been planned for weeks. The new girlfriend's friends were reportedly involved. The venue was rented, and even the jewelry designer had posted about creating the ring. That only deepened the sting for Remy's supporters. He was planning that while still talking about loyalty. One fan posted, "Wow." Meanwhile, Papoose stayed relatively quiet. He posted one message to his followers: "Peace is priceless. Sometimes love means letting go." It was poetic, but vague. A statement that could be interpreted in 100 ways. Some saw it as maturity. Others saw it as deflection. Remy didn't respond directly, but she shared another story later that same night that read, "You don't find peace by betraying someone who gave you theirs." That exchange, quiet, indirect, but heavy, became a cultural moment. Fans began creating compilations comparing their posts, analyzing their words like lyrics in a diss track. It wasn't just gossip anymore. It was emotional storytelling in real time. It's played out on the world's biggest stage. Social media, the entertainment community split down the middle. Some artists sided with Papoose, saying he'd earned the right to be happy after years of loyalty and emotional turmoil. Others backed Remy, arguing that love deserves closure, not humiliation. Even if they were done, the proposal didn't have to be public. One singer tweeted, "You can move on without disrespecting what came before." As the drama continued, the new fiancé became a lightning rod for controversy. She posted a long message on Instagram defending herself. "I didn't steal anyone's man. I met someone who was hurting and honest about his past. We fell in love, and that's our truth. I wish everyone peace." But instead of calming things down, her post only added fuel to the fire. Fans accused her of playing victim, while others praised her for speaking out. One thing was clear: no one in this love triangle was escaping unscathed. Then came another twist. Reports surfaced that Remy and Papoose had recently shared a private dinner, just weeks before the proposal. Sources claimed it wasn't romantic, but emotional closure. They had supposedly talked about their past, their mistakes, and their hopes for the future. That detail hit fans like a punch to the gut. So he had dinner with her and then proposed to someone else. One tweet read, "Cold Remy, however, was done explaining herself." In a new interview promoting her upcoming music, when asked about the situation, she gave a tight smile and said, "I wish him well. But don't confuse grace with weakness." It was the quote that dominated headlines for the next 48 hours. That single sentence carried the weight of everything she'd endured: betrayal, heartbreak, and dignity. Her fans began using the phrase as a slogan, printing it on shirts, captions, and memes. "Don't confuse grace with weakness" became a rallying cry for anyone who'd ever been hurt, but refused to crumble. Behind the scenes, people close to Remy said she'd already moved on emotionally. "She's refocused," one source said. "This woke something up in her. She's channeling all of this into her art." You're about to see a version of Remy that the world hasn't seen before. Meanwhile, Papoose's engagement continued to divide audiences. While some celebrated it as a new chapter, others couldn't shake the feeling that it was rushed, maybe even reactionary. "Sometimes people don't move on because they're in love," one fan wrote. "They move on because they can't handle being alone." By the time the second week passed, the story had evolved beyond gossip. It had become a discussion about love, loyalty, and self-worth, especially in the hip-hop world, where public image and personal life are always intertwined. For years, Remy and Papoose had been proof that true love could survive the chaos of fame. Now, their separation and his engagement were proof of something else entirely: that even the strongest love can die quietly. And that sometimes the hardest part isn't losing someone, it's watching them love someone else. It's the way they once loved you. As part 2 draws to a close, the world watched both of them in silence, she rebuilding, he moving forward, and both pretending they were fine. But deep down, everyone knew this wasn't the end. Not yet by the time a few weeks had passed. Behind the scenes, people close to Papoose revealed that he had seen the performance live. According to sources, he was quiet throughout, stoic. But when the crowd gave her a standing ovation, he reportedly whispered to a friend, "That's why I'll always respect her." Whether that was genuine admiration or a silent regret, no one could say. Meanwhile, his fiancée was feeling the heat. Social media had turned on her almost overnight. Though she had done nothing wrong publicly, the pressure of being the other woman in one of hip-hop's most beloved love stories was overwhelming. She turned off her comments and posted a single story: "Peace means not engaging in chaos that doesn't belong to you." But by that point, the damage was done. Every love triangle needs a villain, and whether fair or not, the internet had chosen her. Remy, however, wasn't feeding the narrative anymore. In interviews, she began talking about self-growth, accountability, and peace. "I don't regret loving hard," she said in one sit-down. "I regret thinking love would always look the same. Sometimes you outgrow people, even if your heart doesn't want to." Those words hit millions of fans differently. They weren't just about Papoose. They were about letting go with dignity. They were about evolution, something Remy had always embodied. The woman who once fought her way out of prison and back to the top of the rap game was now fighting for something far more difficult: peace of mind. The irony was hard to ignore. While the public had spent weeks painting her as the bitter ex, Remy had quietly transformed her pain into purpose. She began partnering with mental health organizations, posting about healing and therapy. One of her captions read, "Closure isn't a conversation, it's a decision." In the months that followed, both Remy and Papoose began moving in different lanes. He focused on his new relationship and fatherhood, appearing at events with his fiancée, but keeping things more low-key. She, on the other hand, poured her soul into music. Her next single, "Loyal to a Fault," Dropped out of nowhere, a haunting track that blended heartbreak with empowerment. You can't fix what broke itself. I gave too much, forgot myself. Love ain't pain, it's supposed to heal, but I learned real love don't need to steal. The song shot up the streaming charts overnight. Fans hailed it as her post-love masterpiece, comparing it to Mary J. Blige's heartbreak classics. In interviews, she refused to confirm who the song was about, but everyone knew. She didn't have to say his name, the emotion said it for her. And that's when something unexpected happened. Papoose, during an interview promoting a new project, was asked about Remy's song. His answer was short but heartfelt. "I'm proud of her. She's doing what she was born to do, turn pain into poetry." The internet exploded again, but this time the tone was different. Gone were the insults and accusations. Instead, fans started reflecting on what they had both endured. "They'll always be connected," one fan wrote. "Even if it's not love anymore, it's legacy." That was the word everyone kept coming back to, legacy. Because for all the drama, all the heartbreak, and all the public mess, there was no denying that Remy Ma and Papoose had built something iconic together. They had been the blueprint for loyalty in hip-hop. And even in their separation, they continued to define what authenticity looked like. As time passed, the noise quieted. The proposal became yesterday's news. The gossip logs moved on. But the fans who had followed their story from the start knew that what had been lost wasn't just a relationship. It was the end of an era. Remy, now older, wiser, and softer in tone, began embracing solitude. She posted photos of herself traveling, meditating, laughing with her daughter. There was a peace in her smile that hadn't been there in years. And though she never said it directly, everyone could feel it. She had let go. Papoose, too, found balance in his new chapter. Whether his engagement turned into marriage or simply remained a step toward healing, one thing was clear: he no longer lived in the shadow of his past. The world had watched them love, hurt, and grow, and somewhere in between, they both found closure in their own ways. In the end, there were no winners or losers in this story, just two people who had shared something powerful, and like all things powerful, it couldn't last forever, but it didn't need to. The legacy of Papoose and Remy Ma wasn't about permanence. It was about proof. Proof that love can be real even if it doesn't last. Proof that letting go can sometimes be the bravest act of all. And maybe that's why their story,